The unexpected visit. A knock at the door, and there she was, someone Emily never expected to see again. But what happened next made her realize that the universe might have more at play than just coincidence. A quiet evening turns strange. It was a typical Thursday evening in a small town in Indiana, and Jennifer had just wrapped up her shift at the local diner. The streets were quiet, with only a few cars driving past the old brick buildings, and the sun had already begun to dip behind the horizon. Jennifer was tired, her feet sore from the long day, but she still had to make her way home. She pulled out of the diner parking lot and took the same familiar road home. It wasn't a long drive, only a few miles down the county road, but as she turned onto a more isolated stretch, something felt off. The car's headlights illuminated the empty road ahead, and Jennifer couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her. She glanced in her rearview mirror, nothing. She tried to push the thought away, but there was an unease that seemed to settle in her chest. It was just her imagination, she told herself, but the sensation didn't go away. The stranger in the yard. As Jennifer approached her house, she noticed something strange. A man was standing at the edge of her yard, his silhouette barely visible in the dim light. He was tall, wearing a dark coat, and his features were obscured by the shadows. Jennifer's heart raced. She had no idea who this person was, and the idea of someone lurking near her property was enough to send her into a panic. But before she could react, the man raised a hand in a peaceful gesture, almost as if to reassure her. Jennifer stopped the car, rolling the window down slightly. "Can I help you?" she called out, her voice shaking. The man spoke in a calm, soft voice. "I'm sorry to trouble you. I'm just passing through, and I've run into a bit of trouble with my car. It broke down a little further up the road, and I was hoping to make a phone call." Jennifer hesitated. She didn't recognize him, and the idea of letting a stranger into her home at night wasn't something she was comfortable with. "I'm afraid I don't have a phone line," she said, still unsure whether or not to open the door. "But there's a gas station about a mile down the road." The man nodded, as though expecting her answer, but his gaze seemed to linger on her, his eyes calm and understanding. "I understand. Thank you, and sorry again for the disturbance." Jennifer was about to drive off when something stopped her. A quiet voice inside her, one she couldn't explain, told her to wait. She turned back to the man, who was still standing in the yard, his posture slightly hunched as if waiting for something. A conversation that felt different. Before she could even think about driving off, she found herself stepping out of the car. "Are you sure I can't help?" she asked, her voice more certain now. There was a strange pull toward the man, a feeling of calm reassurance that came over her, as if she had known him all her life. The hesitation she had felt earlier seemed to melt away, replaced by something else, something familiar. The man's expression softened. "It's kind of you to ask," he said. "But sometimes, we all need a little time to reflect. You seem like you have a lot on your plate." Jennifer raised an eyebrow, surprised at his perceptiveness. "I'm just tired," she said, uncertain how he could know that. She had never mentioned her struggles to anyone, certainly not a stranger at night. "It's been a long week. I just feel like I'm stuck." The man took a step forward, then paused, his voice lower now, almost like a whisper. "Sometimes, we don't realize how much of the world is still out there for us, waiting for us to find it. You're not stuck. You just need to trust that the next step will show itself, when you're ready." Jennifer felt an odd sense of peace wash over her. The man's words weren't just comforting, they felt like they were speaking directly to something she had been struggling with for weeks. But just as quickly as the sensation had come, it faded. She glanced around, and when she looked back, the man was gone. No car had pulled into her driveway, and there was no sign of him anywhere in the yard. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. The mysterious disappearance. Panic shot through Jennifer's chest. Had she imagined the entire encounter? Had she been so tired and worn out that she had conjured up a stranger in the middle of the night? Her heart pounded in her ears as she hurried back to the car, glancing nervously at the empty yard. But as she drove away, she couldn't shake the feeling that the man had been real, and more than that, that his visit had served a purpose. In the following weeks, Jennifer found herself reflecting on their brief exchange. The idea of being stuck in her life had felt like a heavy weight, but after the strange conversation, things began to shift. She felt lighter, more at ease with the uncertainty of her future. The man had never asked for anything, never explained who he was or why he had been on her property, but somehow, his presence had given Jennifer a sense of direction. A few months later, while talking to her best friend, Jennifer mentioned the incident. Her friend, who was more spiritually inclined than Jennifer, listened intently before offering an unexpected response. "That sounds like an angel, Jen. You never know when they'll show up, but sometimes, they're sent to help guide us when we need it most." Jennifer wasn't sure what to make of it, but as she thought back to that strange night, she realized that maybe her friend was right. There had been something otherworldly about the encounter. Whether the man had been a guardian angel, a stranger, or just a figment of her imagination, Jennifer would never forget the peace he had brought her when she had needed it most. A guiding light in the dark. To this day, Jennifer doesn't know who the man was, or what he wanted, but she's certain of one thing: his visit changed her life. She often reflects on the words he had spoken to her, the quiet wisdom in his eyes, and the calmness he had instilled in her. Perhaps he had been sent to guide her through a difficult time, or maybe he had just appeared when she needed to hear that everything would be okay. Either way, Jennifer would always remember that night, the night a stranger gave her the courage to keep moving forward.